could you be the site to do that? And I said, well, absolutely, yeah, that would be wonderful. This was, I think, about 2010 or so. So here are some of the teachers in that workshop, and the teachers were from many places in Michigan as well as Indiana. So it's sort of a big deal. So here they are kind of reflecting in our rain garden. They're doing one of the activities and just trying to get a sense of, how that rain garden is connecting with our property. And the shoreline isn't in the picture, but it's over to the left a bit, not that far. Oops. And then within the classroom, they were learning about various native plants. And this was our West Michigan team. And at that point, Heritage Landing was really looking good, as Kathy, I think, will remember. And we were, able to go out there and see a lot of variety of plants. So here's a little bit about the Earth Partnership in Schools curriculum, rain garden curricular sample. It is available online, and it shows you kind of the steps in creating a rain garden. I have a copy of it, a display copy of it at our display in the foyer. So let's see, here we go. So some ideas then. First one is like selecting your plants and then sizing your rain garden. And you have to know a little bit about, your runoff and all of that as to what would be the best size. And then there are things about soils, and it's a pretty comprehensive guide. Well, we took the teachers out to one of the Muskegon Lake restoration sites, and here they are, and we put them to work. And the interesting story about this is one of my summer interns, and she got adopted by the Indiana teachers and later got a job down there, and later met her future husband, who actually is in horticulture. So goes around, comes around. Whoops. As we concluded our workshop, we went over to the GSU's Muskegon Innovation Hub, which you probably know is next to the pyramid and Shoreline and all of that. And they have, definitely planted the beach grass like crazy, and to the point that if you're in the middle of the parking lot, you can't get into the facility. You have to kind of go around a little bit. But I did want to show you a little bit about our facility. Here's our entrance, and we left the trees and all that. And then here is our boathouse, and there's something strange happening on the top of the boathouse. Anybody know what that might be? Well, it's a green roof. And so here we have the plants being delivered, put on little carriers, and they had a crane put them on the roof, and here's a flat of that. And here is what we have in our green roof. And so the majority of our plants are species of sedum, but we do have allium. And here's a picture of our green roof in bloom. And so we're helping again with the environment in the sense that this will help cool our building off a little bit. Lake Michigan Center also, this is the front, so you see it's kind of natural looking. And then here are, there's the sides, and then along the shoreline, we've just let things grow. And here's a picture from there, but this is one I really want to show you guys because this was last fall. And can you believe this is right like in the city? I mean, really? So we've got some nice trees, beach grass, and then we do have a small portion of natural shoreline. Now, our education outreach program, I'll just touch briefly on that. What we do with that, W.G. Jackson has been around since 1996. Here are the teachers out on the Jackson, and they're looking at the benthos, the mud of Muskegon Lakes, the sediment, on-site lab where they can do their water quality monitoring. We do occasionally have what I call Making Lake Michigan Great during the summer. And here's Dr. Rick Radisky out there with a group. But when you are out on the lake in the Jackson, you're able to see a lot of what's going on with the shoreline. And so, natural part, Muskegon State Park, Balcombs Cove. There's a marina there that has rocks, and then the lawn and the geese right there. And then there's along Lakeshore Drive near Cole's Bakery, the house to the right of the Red House. Not a lot going on there. The Red House kind of in between, and the house to the left you can't even see. Just totally natural. Nothing's been done with that slope. So when we go to different places, again, we can highlight Shoreline. Here's White Lake. A little bit about what's going there. You got the lighthouse, but then you also have, the Shoreline development, and then the old tannery site down to the left, and Lake Macatawa. I love to show you guys this slide because, ta-da, right? Multi-billion-dollar house, and okay. And so Lake Macatawa is a good case study, and maybe they can learn from what you all learned today. And Waukegan, Illinois is just another example of where we've been. We've been to, I think, 34 ports of call. So I'm going to conclude the talk with just a nod to the Great Lakes literacy principles. There's a little brochure of that. And being good and wise stewards of the Great Lakes is critical to the future of our region. In order to be good stewards, we must learn and teach about our natural resources, or I would add, we all live in a watershed, so you are connected to the Great Lakes. So very quickly, teachers learn about the Great Lakes. Unique features we have. Natural forces have formed our Great Lakes. They influence our local and regional weather. Water makes Earth habitable, sustains our life, wide diversity, and watersheds are connected to the Great Lakes. I mean, I'm talking about the Great Lakes themselves proper, but we live in the Great Lakes region. And then much needs to be learned about the Great Lakes. And then finally, Great Lakes are socially, economically, and environmentally significant to the region, nation, and the planet. And we are in a very special place. I think we need to do what we can to keep it special, preserve, protect, all of that. So thank you.